What is the purpose of the United Nations?
You know, if the world didn't already look at the U.S. as a batshit crazy monkey riding atop a cruise missile, drunk and out of control, well, man-titties went before the UN and pretty much removed all doubt.
But you know, we have a border, strong, and we have a shape, and that shape doesn't just go straight up. That shape is amorphous when it comes to the atmosphere. And if we had the most clean air, and I think we do, we have very clean air, we have the cleanest air we've had in many, many years. But the problem is that other countries, like China, which has air that's a little bit rough, it blows. And no matter what you're doing down here, the air up here tends to get very dirty because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. And the environmentalists refuse to acknowledge that.
You know, I've known a lot of people on drugs, and I'm pretty sure if they took one look at this guy, they'd stop using immediately. Except that's Fat Donnie every minute of every day.
To protect our citizens, I've also designated multiple savage drug cartels as far as and you see this, and you see it happening right before your eyes. Let's put it this way, people don't like taking big loads of drugs in boats anymore. There aren't too many boats that are traveling on the seas by Venezuela. They tend not to want to travel very quickly anymore. And we've virtually stopped drugs coming into our country by sea. We call them the water drugs. They kill hundreds of thousands of people.
All right, for the record, the boat we blew up wasn't heading to the U.S. It had turned around. And of course, there's always this question, who's doing all these drugs they're sending here? Americans? Cocaine? Yeah, Americans do it a lot. And not just Democrats. To the contrary, remember the opioid crisis? 80% of that was in red states. But that was just the beginning of Trump's embarrassing hour in front of the world.
Likewise, in a period of just 7 months, I have ended 7 unendable wars. They said they were unendable. You're never going to get them solved. Some were going for 31 years, 2 of them, 31, think of it, 31 years. One was 36 years. One was 28 years. I ended 7 wars. And in all cases, they were raging with countless thousands of people being killed. This includes Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, the Congo and Rwanda, a vicious, violent war that was, Pakistan and India, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, and Armenia and Azerbaijan. It included all of them. No president or prime minister, and for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call.
There are a lot of issues there. So first of all, some of the conflicts he's counting as wars he resolved were not actually wars at all. For example, Egypt and Ethiopia have argued over an Ethiopian dam project on the Blue Nile, but they were not in a raging war in which thousands of people were being killed. Similarly, Trump has claimed that he prevented conflict between Serbia and Kosovo from resuming, but they were not in a raging war either. In addition, the conflict involving the Democratic Republic of Congo and neighboring Rwanda has not actually been resolved. We have good reporting from just a day ago talking about how hostilities have continued despite the peace deal that was signed under President Trump. And then in addition to that, India denies that President Trump was responsible for mediating its ceasefire, its truce with neighboring Pakistan.
Trump didn't end 1 war, much less 7. Remember this?
I will prevent, and very easily, World War III, very easily. Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the disastrous war between Russia and Ukraine settled.
And Afghanistan, Trump totally fucked that up. He says he ended the war there, but in his first term, the troop numbers actually went up. And ultimately, it was Biden who had to finish it up. And now everyone at the UN can hear his sociopathy loud and clear.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much. And by the way, it's working now. Just went on. Thank you. I think I should just do it the other way. It's easier. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of crazy, but Trump does have some experience on escalators.
I didn't think of it at the time because I was too busy working to save millions of lives, for which our country received no credit, never receives credit.
Who the fuck talks like that? He is sick, but that rhetoric is at the heart of MAGA, which should be make America great again, and I want full credit for it. But as Trump speaks, it's more and more evident he's trying to push the rest of the world away.
Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements.
Who actually thinks Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize? Laura Loomer? Or maybe Lil Marco when he's gobbling up Trump's 3 inches?
Your leadership is truly beyond anything we have ever had in this country. And you do not have a small penis.
Ah, thanks, gang.
How can the Republican Party not see the sickness? He has nuclear weapons, and with Six-Pack Pete here, they might use them, which we all know what that means. It's the end of the world as we know it. Trump speaking at the UN is like your father coming drunk to the PTA meeting. It's a shit show of the highest order. Here are just some of the lies he told.
Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated.
Inflation is up slightly since the announcement and implementation of his tariffs. Grocery prices rose 2.7% in August compared to the year before. Electricity bills are up. Gas prices are a bit higher since his inauguration day. Trump also touted his administration's efforts to crack down on border protection.
It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
After everything that Trump has said and done lately, from indiscriminately plucking people off the streets in the United States, to bombing vessels in international waters, to threatening to arrest political opponents, climate change is the most worrisome.
It's supposed to be 70 degrees today. It's freezing here. Speaking of global warming, we need some global warming.
Science is hard for most people, but especially for people with challenges.
I could be a stupid person.
The carbon levels in our atmosphere block the heat. The oceans expand as the heat warms them, and people and diseases around the equator will head north toward industrialized nations. And you think immigration is a problem now? Try when 500 million people are knocking on your door. You heard me right.
You're absolutely right to talk about migration as a real disruptive force that will be accelerated or enlarged by climate impacts. Now, the UN says by 2050, thanks to climate change, we're going to have 200 million climate migrants. And they actually say the number could be as high as 1 billion. But even if we're talking about, let's take their lower bound estimate, divided in half, that's still 100 times the scale of the impact of the Syrian refugee and migration pattern that so disrupted European politics. Unless we, to some degree, redesign our migration politics, we're in for some real deep disruption.
We should have seen this UN clusterfuck coming after earlier this week when Trump had his usual cocktail of dementia and bullshit.
This country is going through what parts of the world are going through. And I will say there are parts of the world that don't take Tylenol. I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money for Tylenol, and they have virtually no autism, okay? Tell me about that one. And there are other parts of the world where they don't have Tylenol, where they don't have autism. That tells you a lot.
Oh, there's a rumor. That's your new science? That's the new CDC? Fuck you.
It had a vaccine.
But here's the truth about Tylenol. It's not banned in Cuba. And autism in Cuba, it runs at about 83.3% per 100,000. Broadly the same as the rest of the world. Look, there's two things here. And the first one will sound crazy, but hear me out. Trump is fighting for his life, literally, and he's doing it by creating chaos. So much chaos, we're losing our ability, because of the volume, to deal with each slice of insanity. And that's not a mistake. Bannon taught him that.
It's just attack, 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 keep driving it, flood the zone, overwhelm them. It gets to be a psychological thing. They don't even know what to choose and picking. You see it by the coverage. They're overwhelmed. They don't know where to turn. They don't have the normal levers of power they could grab. And so they're kind of adrift.
So why is he doing it?
I know that these pictures exist. 2 of them with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap. I remember Steve Bannon said to me, if there were ever photographs, Trump would merely say, "That's not me." that's somebody
Right.
else.
Fake news.
Because Trump is a pedophile who raped 13-year-old girls. And while the information in the Epstein files may not prove that, there are people in those files who, if he doesn't protect them, won't go down alone. And oddly, while the world is on fire, the United Nations might be our best hope for our nation to survive. Because right now, we aren't united and we're barely a nation.
In 2021, as part of Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, it was revealed that Donald Trump lied about riding on Epstein's plane. He actually flew on it 7 times.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
It's sitting on my desk.
Do you have no shame?
Goddamn right.
Are you not entertained?
Who are you talking to?
I could be a stupid person.
Trump admitted he knew Epstein for 15 years.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm sorry, man.
You're a nasty person. It's not fair. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donald.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.